In the Souls RPGs by From Software, weapons could be found at every turn. Swords, spears, and axes of every possible size lurked in alcoves and hung on the belts of your enemies, each with its own set of moves for you to explore. Bloodborne chooses to take a more robust, central approach, streamlining the game's weapon selection down to a much smaller arsenal of transforming trick weapons. Each is more complex than any individual weapon in a Souls game. Here are 5 of our favourites from the game's first act. Hiding behind a shield and prodding your foes with a spear was one of the most satisfying activities in Dark Souls, but it can be tricky to find long, pointy weapons in Bloodborne. Eagle-eyed players in the boathouse can find this serrated lance on a corpse hanging from the rafters. With a vicious lunge and enormous sweeping strikes, the saw spear gives you much-needed range. What's more, its short form is a rapid slashing weapon, perfect for locking enemies into a close-range combo. Finally, if you're in a particularly tight spot, charge up a heavy attack with the weapon's long form and you'll plunge the blade into the floor, a handy trick when you need to pin your enemies to the flagstones. Of course, a good sword is always the bread and butter of any RPG, and Bloodborne has 2 notable specimens. Our number 4 weapon is Ludwig's Holy Blade, a decent all-round longsword that transforms into a great sword almost as big as you are, perfect for cleaving through ranks of the game's larger enemies or flattening them outright. It's not subtle, but it gets the job done. A sword that turns into a bigger sword is a neat idea, but a sword that doubles as a warhammer, that's another far more awesome ballgame entirely. The Kirk Hammer offers a dependable blade, a little bit shorter than Ludwig's, but it's when you sheathe the thing that it gets interesting. Sliding the blade home gives you access to a stone block bigger than a troll's head, perfect for smashing any obstacle to bits. It's not fast and it's not pretty, but there's not much sweeter than crushing a werewolf under 100 kilograms of solid rock. So, what if you don't like swords? You like the sound of the saw spear, but it's a bit boring for your tastes. Well then, get your hands on a rifle spear. We love spears, and this one is lengthy enough for some serious long-range prodding. But add a giant shotgun to the end of the handle, and you've got something really special. If it's trying to eat you, stab it. If it's still trying to eat you, shoot it. When in doubt, try both. It's the style of Bloodborne's weapons that makes them so memorable, and there's none quite so stylish as the threaded cane. This unimposing-looking starter weapon makes for a light, quick battering tool in its standard form, ideal for unrelenting assaults, but a press of L1 will see it flicking out neatly into a gigantic steel whip, complete with some seriously nasty teeth. Spamming light attacks with this thing can keep entire hordes of smaller enemies at bay, covering huge diagonal sweeps in razor-sharp doom. We don't love it because it's so effective though. We love it because there's something unspeakably awesome about staring down a legion of the undead before wading in and thwacking them all over the head with a cane. Don't believe us? Try it for yourself. So there you have it. There are plenty of other equally fantastical weapons to be found in the world of Bloodborne, not to mention a decent grab bag of pistols, torches, flamethrowers and spells, but these 5 should serve you well for now. Just remember, if you can't quite take down this boss or that, you can always try a bigger weapon. This video has been brought to you by Jinx TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and check out these other videos. Also, if you want to see more of our shows, check out our website, jinx.tv.